Hello friends, this is Coldron. Welcome back to Final Fantasy XIV Endwalker. We are here with Noko and my Chocobo's butt, flying proudly, waving in the wind, and we're going to continue with some of the side quests here. You hurt my researcher, prepare to die. Oh no, that's about to end. Ah, rip. Okay. So minion of the day will be who? Raubon. Good to see you. Why do I not see Wind Up Raubon? Oh, because it's Wind Up Leader. I was wondering why I couldn't find this. Okay, because this is just a randomized one. Interesting. Originally crafted to promote the grand companies of Eorzea, these clockwork dolls are often rewarded to company members for exceptional service. There are 3 models of Wind Up Leaders, one to represent each of the 3 heads of... I'm surprised that they didn't make the Sultana for this. That's weird, isn't it? One to represent each of the 3 heads of Limsa, Laminsa, Gridania, and Ul'dah. Okay. The leaders of Eorzea had lost their way. I merely helped them find it again. Minfilia the Humble. Okay. So we're going to start here with... Isle Designer. It's a big job, like urban planning. The Isle Design background research. The Isle Designer believes that little learning is a dangerous thing, though perhaps not for the most commonly accepted reasons. You sense the presence of a powerful mark. Wait, what? What does that mean? Oh, that's one of those, like, rank something marks are nearby, right? Okay. Yeah, I'm not going to worry about that. Isle Designer. Like the player's name is Twiggle Wiggles. Fortified enclosures. That would be dreadfully dull for all involved. Ah, if only there were someone who... Aha! You have impeccable timing, my friend. I'm in need of a bit of assistance, you see. Do you even money, bro? No, if you insist. They don't know about money in the proto world here. I assure you that I do. Now listen, we have been asked to design a new island for the purposes of containing and monitoring poisonous species. Alas, we know little of such concepts, and at last I attempted a bit of research. I woke up 3 days later with far too much information about Gryps. I don't know what a gripe is in this case, but it sounds painful. You, however, have the look of a familiar that could not possibly care less about this subject. Thus do I require your services. You need only ask the researchers at Ananoresis for a brief introduction to poisonous creatures, and steadfastly ignore any niggling curiosity in favor of reporting back here. Wait, what? Okay. Eucleides. My Spriggan happy friend. The quintessential example of a poisonous specimen is the Morbol Marquis, of course. Never was there a creation so foul, so pungent. Hence the name? Wait, what? Why is that? Oh, maybe they mean just hence the name as Marquis, being like, maybe they're just saying it's such a high rank of pungency that they called it a Marquis. Indeed, the concept has lately been adjusted to prevent any further accidents. But the Marquis, oh, the Marquis, it blinds the eyes and paralyzes the body, even as the mind desires nothing so much as to vomit continually to purge its stench. Why did you make this? Why did they ever make that thing? You've learned the odoriferous origin of Morbols. Okay, well, I'm glad that sounds like it was like they were drunk one night and were just like, you know what, bro, let's make the stinkiest thing ever. Paramenos. You are soliciting ideas for an isle of poisonous concepts? In that case, you might ask after the new cultivar from the Thonic Horns. I'm told it bears poison fruit. You learned of a deadly new cultivar. Yeah, it feels like all this should just go in the trash. I'm not sure poison stuff is worth it. Oh, whoops. Nicias. Poisonous creatures? Why, there's one right here. As you can see, its skin is translucent. The body within is, shall we say, squishy. Fortunately for it, those beautiful sleeve-like appendages conceal countless, minute stinging darts. Most other creatures cannot so much as touch it, let alone devour it. It's a good defense mechanism. It would be fascinating to see how it fares against non-aquatic concepts. Ooh, perhaps it could even fly. Perhaps should a light enough gas be incorporated into the membrane. You've learned a disturbing fact about stinging invertebrates. Yeah, I think that's how a lot of like actual like real-life sea creatures look, aren't they? Like, don't they have this weird flappy cape membrane that has poisonous whatevers in it? Like man-o-wars and stuff? Or men-o-war? Isle designer. There you are. I'd begun to worry we'd become mired in the minutiae. No, note about stinging invertebrates. The information on the efficacy of stinging invertebrates' defense mechanisms is either fascinating or terrifying, depending on who you ask. Well, I've been playing some Subnautica, so it strikes me as more terrifying. Note about a toxic cultivar. This vague information about a plant that bears poison fruit bears further investigating by someone who cares. And note about the Morble Marquis. In retrospect, you really ought to have expected to hear about Morbles and their noble lineage when you took this assignment. Yeah, that was... I kind of did expect it. In fairness to me. 3 notes, enough to see our options. Yet not so many as to lead us unto the weeds. Well done. My, this Marquis... No, don't go with the Marquis. This Marquis is fascinating, isn't it? How might one contain such a specimen that did not befoul its environs beyond repair? I simply must know, excuse me. We were off to see a man about a Morble. I honestly think you should see a man about setting the Morble on fire, but I guess you do you. Hippotoe. Hippotho. Ailorous. Let's talk to Ailorous the gaelicat first. Mew? A fair question. Hippotoe. You and the Ailorous... Oh my god, we're going to get to be with a gaelicat. At Hippotoe's side is a familiar creature. An adorable creature. My, what a familiar essence you have. Like that of a familiar. If you're familiar... Oh, good lord. Familiar with the concept. Yes, I am. Oh, just my little joke. Ququshu, was it? I am Hippotoe. Mew, mew. Oh, sorry. That was Ailorous, not me. Hippotoe. Yes, we're getting to that. Ququshu, say hello to our familiar friend here. She's an Ailorous. The Ailoroi are one of our newest creations, highly attuned to abnormalities in their environment. At the first sign of danger, they'll sound the alarm. By which I mean, mew loudly. Hello, pigeon. Though we do our best to observe all our creations, Elpis is simply too large to maintain a constant vigil over each and every temperamental species. A more efficient means of detecting conflict between creatures was in order. Thus have I taken this Ailorous under my wing to further develop her capabilities in this area. Pigeon, do you detect a change in the environment? Okay. And she does enjoy our little walks. This morning we are testing her ability to pinpoint sites of conflict. Would you like to observe? Yes, I absolutely would. Simply tell her that her task has begun, and she'll do her utmost to locate disruptive creatures. Please do subdue any unruly subjects once you've found them. We can't have beasts running amok. Alright, let's go, Ailorous. Mew, mew. Alright, we're going to follow you. Lead on, friend. I wonder if Ailorous is, like, literal Greek for, like, storm cat or something. So it senses a Gryps fighting a... Mew. The Ailorous alerts you to 2 nearby creatures that are facing one another down and looks at you expectantly. Do you want to put money on one of the creatures? Mew. Okay. Yeah, we got this. A dueling Gryps and a dueling Yggdrasil. We can't have that. We have to kill them both. So that only we can be the victors. This is how we assert our dominance over nature. There, we broke up the fight just like you wanted, by destroying everything. Hopefully in the canon we actually... I'm just kidding around, because hopefully in the canon we just, you know, made them take a nap, or we bopped them on the heads and helped put them in timeout, rather than actually murdering them. I don't, as a rule, think... Well, no, on the other hand, cats do enjoy a good spot of murder. So who knows? Ailorous. Merp. Always a good cat merp. Hippotoe. She seems quite content, but in the name of science, what were the results? The results were blood. As I expected. Well done, little one. Magnificent creatures, the both of you. It's a shame we cannot give you a pair of tiny wings and a bell too, but it's against protocol, I'm afraid. I like that there was an incident that caused them to have to create protocol that stopped them from giving, like, a bell and tiny wings to everything. The Ailorous are enchanted with theirs at birth, so they are able to acclimate it properly. Oh, shit! I didn't know that. That's part of their body. I'm certain you have your own unique potential to rise to, however. In fact, why not join us for another phase of testing? Happily. Happily. Always happy to spend time with the cats, right, Pigeon? Okay. Hippotoe. Sing, oh good fucking lord, this is amazing. Sing, oh Mews. I am pleased that you're willing to join us in further research. Thus far, you have noted this Ailorous' response to stimuli. However, the Ailorous have one more very special capability. Aren't you curious? You will be pleased to know that I have dispatched one additional Ailorous to fly about the 12 Wonders then. If she's working as designed, the phenomenon should be clearly observable. I expect you'll be able to collect evidence of it from my fellow researchers, say Ailorous, Deucalion, and Chloris. Do present your conclusions to me when you've finished. Okay, what other capabilities do the Ailorous have? What other cat... Is it like the ability to chase butterflies or something? Chloris. I would advise you to keep your head down. I saw some manner of creature darting about in the air just now. If it carries on like that, it's only a matter of time before it collides with someone's skull. Did you give it the zoomies? It startled me so badly I accidentally created a winged fish of all things, which itself escaped into the skies ere I knew it. So you're the one. Though, now that I have a moment to reflect upon its speedy departure, perhaps the ability to fly is not so wasted upon aquatic creatures as I believed. Surely such a boon would give them heretofore unknown capacity to evade predation. The recent fashion for flying concepts may have something to it after all. I really must pay a visit to the Bureau of the Architect next time in Amarot. I doubt anyone has registered a winged fish yet. They've been a thing in Final Fantasy for a while. I mean, the Pugils, I think, and I remember those, or what were they called in Final Fantasy IV? The lightning fish, or at the time, or something like that? The pikes, maybe? But yeah, they can get out of the water and escape for a little bit. Deucalion. A tiny winged creature? Do you refer to Hippotoe's familiar, perchance? I did see it not long ago. I know not where it's gone off to, I regret to say. I would assist in your search, but I must put brush to parchment before I forget what I meant to write. Outside of my observational duties, I've been laboring over a treatise on aquatic flora, you see. Yet, rereading my work a moment ago, I was suddenly struck by how trite my conclusion sounds. Is this Ailorous giving out inspiration? Is that what it's doing? I believe I know precisely how to strengthen it, however. I dare say even Halmarut shall be impressed by my insight. Yeah, it sounds like it's... Oh, of course. I mean, the quest is Sing O Mews, so of course it's giving, like, inspiration. I should have picked up on that sooner. Ailorous. Isn't this the most darling family you've ever seen? Yeah, it's pretty cute. Behold its soft and fluffy fur, its pudgy belly, its charming little bell, its eyes that gaze imploringly into the very depths of your soul. It makes you want to dismantle it and gobble its adorable ether right up, does it not? Okay, Hannibal. I dare not, of course. Whoever it belongs to would be quite cross indeed, yet Even to gaze upon it stokes within me a creative passion, the likes of which I've never known. Mew? No, it's okay, I'll protect you. No, you can protect yourself. Alas, my muse. Perhaps I need to create my own familiar of surpassing cuteness after all. Yeah, so this is... Ooh, I like that you can make your book hover in front of your face. You don't have to waste energy holding it with your hands. They actually made an inspirational cat. That's wonderful. Nice job, Hippotue. I approve. Hippotue, I see you've spoken to everyone, and what are your findings? Exactly right. The Ailorous bless those they meet with inspiration. After all, we are at our best and our brightest when our hearts are at ease. With clarity of thought and faith in ourselves, we can do anything. Hippotue supports UBI. That's my takeaway. And what could possibly quell inner turmoil so well as a lovable creature like this? Ah, it seems duty calls. She senses another irregularity. Off you go then, dear girl. Off to spur some more murders. With today's result, the Ailorous concept will be approved in no time. I am truly fortunate to have such wonderful familiars to work with. Yourself included, of course. I have no problem giving the W to the cat. Let's talk to the Mount Researcher next while we're on an animal kick. So you got a zoo and a griffin by you. Coming to Gryps. The Mount Researcher requires some assistance in testing the Gryps capability. Where did you come from? Get back, quickly! Oh no, it's the griffin. Look, the Gryps is... Oh. How odd. Generally speaking, this Gryps would sooner gore you than look at you. Did your creator imbue with you with a special talent for soothing savage beasts, perchance? Nope, that would be Kryl, I think. Or at least in Final Fantasy V. I think she still has that in Final Fantasy XIV. Curious indeed. I dare say this calls for further experimentation. I don't suppose you'd be willing to attempt a flight on its back. I would love that. I hope that the Gryps will find use as a mount, you see, but its aggression towards unfamiliar faces has precluded any real trials thus far. Please consider it. I will happily consider it. You're willing to ride the Gryps? Splendid. We can begin immediately. Assuming you have your preferred riding trousers on? Don't worry, I'm going commando. I have no preferred riding trousers. Are you and your trousers ready to ride the Gryps? Yes. Okay, we got a pleasant little ride going. Accompanied by the Mount Researcher. Look at us, flying off into the wild blue yonder. But, you know, with no ether-eating whale or island-eating whale. The both of you have wonderfully relaxed riding postures. What say you to a little tour of Elpis? I would love it. Thank you. Ooh, there's like a tower up there. Almost looks like a clock tower sort of deal. That's like a monument of some sort? Or no, that's just like a lamp, like a giant lamppost or a lighthouse almost. It's too bad this is cloudy weather. I feel like this would be better in non-cloudy weather. But I guess among the clouds, it's always cloudy weather. Not really. So we're heading towards Noataphorian. Notaphorian, maybe? Noataphorian? Is that... Yeah, that's just this little disc up here. This gives credence to my thought before that there might be some... Oh god, look at that gorgeous thing. Noataphorian's beauty is ever striking. Note the blossoms, which change according to Elpis' seasons, something something. Gryps seems quite content, a result of the flower's sweet perfume and masterful handling, no doubt. What did he say before? Which change according to Elpis' seasons and ethereal balance, a true masterwork. Yeah, I was saying that there's that series of fates that I saw before, which was like a series of boss fates the dude that was summoning. I think it was from like around here that we saw him. And it makes me think that The naming convention makes me think it'll end up in a boss fate, like in like one of those super boss fates, but I don't know. But it seems like it, and that could be the place that that you go for the final fight or something. These beacons are crucial to our operations here in Elpis and make convenient load scars for flying specimens, flexible concepts to them, sight from a distance, can approach without hesitation. The Gryps has passed the test with flying colors, so let us return to solid ground. Yeah, that makes sense. It makes sense that you need basically what are essentially lighthouses or flight towers here in a place like this. Mount Researcher. An elegant landing. Another mark in favor of the Gryps' utility as a mount. I believe I have the data I need. Thank you for your cooperation. You're quite welcome. I stare blankly at you. I'm sure you're curious as to what today's trial means for our friend here. If you like, we can speak further back at the Wonders, where you can turn your quest in. What is it, dude? Mount Researcher, welcome back. You will be pleased to know that based on these results, I'm confident the Gryps can be trained to become the perfect mount. It scorns unfamiliar or clumsy hands, yes, but so long as it trusts its rider, it serves her incomparably. Incomparably. Incomparably? I think both work. Given Hermes' own expertise, flying creatures are always subject to immense scrutiny before approval. Even so, I have no doubt that our proud friend will pass murder. We'll pass muster. They'll pass muster. Passing murder. Alright, and the final of these little side quests is, what's it called? Wonderful. Alchemy. Wonderful. Despite appearances, Alchemy has a lot on her mind. Aw, aren't you just adorable? Yes, you are. Hello! That's what I love about Familiar. It's so whimsical. I have a task that's perfectly suited to one such as yourself. I would like you to inspect the flower beds north of here. I suspect they will have accumulated some little-bitty ethereal masses. Should you find any, please bring them to me. Do look carefully now. I needed someone to wander off with the task. If I needed someone to wander off with the task half finished, I would have asked one of the other researchers. Oh, you are spicy. Even if you see no ethereal masses at first glance, you must first scrutinize the flower beds to make sure. You can do this, little baby. It's every Lalafel's worst nightmare come true. Okay, so these are the flower beds that I thought reminded me of a boss. Ethereal mass. Survey flower beds and obtain ethereal masses. Oh, should I have observed it first? Let me try observing it this next time. Oh, no, never mind. The observation is like for the character to check if there is no ethereal masses, if they can't see. Alchemy. Did you scrutinize every corner of the beds? I did. I found 2 ethereal masses, coagulated ether found floating near the 12 Wonders. As I suspected, masses of earthen aspect. The gardens of the 12 Wonders reflect the balance and dynamic and stagnant balance of dynamic and stagnant ether of all 6 aspects. Right, so the dynamic are the active ones, the stagnant are like ice and stuff. An excess of activity in a single aspect leads to this type of agglomeration. 'Tis these flowers' way of bearing fruit, so to speak. Oh, that's really cool. They're like etheric barometers almost. Beautiful as that may sound, ethereal masses indicate we must adjust the ethereal balance in Elpis to maintain an ideal environment. There's naught for you to worry about, dear little head about, of course. Such magic is as simple as breathing for us. Run along now. You are simultaneously adorable and condescending as all fuck. I'm okay with that combination. I'm also okay with returning to the main story quest right now, because we finished the other stuff. Emmett Selk. The prodigal familiar returns, and after causing all manner of trouble while we were in our meeting, I'm sure. What do you mean? I helped out a lot. On the other hand, I also might have helped bring about the proliferation of malboros, which might undo any good I've ever done in my life. Hythlodaeus. Were you able to get some rest? Please do not hesitate to let us know if you're feeling tired. I worry we might exhaust your scarce reserves of ether. I will let you know. Medion. I'm glad Hermes saw the flowers. Thank you, Ququshu. It will help. I hope. Today will be difficult for him. Yeah, Hermes. Verdict and execution. Ah, that's not a great name. An all too brief interlude, perhaps, but it is time I attend to my next task. As Emetzelk and Hythlodaeus are aware, we've reached a verdict regarding the fate of the lykaones. 7 were created for observation, and all 7 must be unmade. Yeah, it's... I keep thinking about something that Rack wrote in the comments the other day about the reason that the flowers, the Elpis flowers, were white for everyone except for him, because he really is... Everyone else really is so detached in how they treat things. And not necessarily unreasonably in the context of their lives and experiences, but it's gotta feel lonely for Hermes. Doros has followed the correct protocols, and as chief overseer, I can find no fault in his judgment. The lykaones would disrupt the natural order, ravaging and consuming other species until they themselves starve and perish. They cannot be released into the wild and cannot be allowed to remain here in Elpis. I intend to petition the Bureau of the Architect to have the concept preserved as a restricted purpose hazardous life form. Hythlodaeus has pledged to support me in this endeavor. Yet whatever the Bureau decides, I don't know, I'm trying to do a Hermes voice, but it comes across as Hannibal Lecter. The existing lykaones have served their purpose. Anthony Hopkins, Hannibal Lecter specifically. Doros has already isolated the creatures and is preparing to carry out the necessary measures. I will join him forthwith. It is my duty to witness the conclusion to this study. Emetzelk. If you're resolved, then we have but to accompany you. Hermes. Of course. Let us be off, then. We return to the main aisle. I'm sorry you have to do this, Hermes. This is... On the other hand, it makes him kind of not really that suitable for this role. Like, I think this kind of role seems to require a certain amount of detachment, right? Feels like it's hard to be super invested when you're a god. Oh, look at these things. It's also a really cool design. It's like a behemoth dragon sort of thing. Doros. Doros looks exhausted. What happened to him? Because there's 4 of them. There were supposed to be 7 dead lykaones. Hermes. Doros, are you hurt? What happened here? Doros, they caught me off guard. I had them bound with ethereal shackles, but they became frenzied, even more so than usual, and broke free. I gotta be honest, a part of me is wondering whether Hermes has anything to do with this. Whether he's trying to, like, basically pull a Hagrid and free Buckbeak. I was able to stop 4. The other 3 escaped, yeah. I'd have to hope not, because it's just prolonging their suffering, isn't it? Isn't it? Like, I mean, unless he really intends them to escape, like, he has to know they'll be hunted down, and even what he said, I mean, he has to know that even if they exist, that they're just going to lead to pain for other things, and eventually themselves, even. Hythlodaeus. I see them. 2 have taken to the air above the 12 wonders. Emetzelk. The last is up ahead, lurking in the fields. I guess that's the one we'll be taking on. Emetzelk. You and Ququshu handle that one. The pair in the sky you can leave to me. Hermes. If this is how it must be, it must end, then so be it. It's a sad end. I mean, again, it's not the most humane end you'd want to bring. Hyphlodeus. I will render assistance unto Emmet Selk, unneeded though it is. Okay, yeah, we got this one. Hermes. Meteon, you are to stay here with Doros. Meteon. But Hermes! Oh no! Hermes. The lykaones must be reverted. I would spare you their pain. And mine. Yeah, she gets it. Hermes. This is my burden, not yours. But if you are intent on helping, then please follow my lead. Okay, see you, Meteon. This music got ominous. Was it always this ominous? I feel like this is a sudden change. Like, this feels like the music when after Thavnir was burning. Like that pulsing drum. That thing. Alright, Hermes. I appreciate your help and lament that it is necessary. There it is, our quarry. Within striking distance at present, but if it feels threatened, it may well flee beyond our reach. Here is my plan. You will approach slowly in full view and draw the lykaones' attention. Now I warn you, its abilities are as fire... Oh, is it like supposed to be a proto-chimera, maybe? Its abilities are as fiery as its temperament. Once it spots you, it will unleash orbs of flames, but fear not. By my measure, you are more than equal to the task. Withstand the onslaught for a few brief moments, and that will give me time to catch it unawares. Ready? Then begin, my precious bait. Okay, let's do it. Oh, we have to destroy the orbs of flame. Maybe? I thought it would be like dodging stuff, not necessarily killing stuff. Well, it sounds like it's going to be both, at least. Okay, yeah, not too bad. Stand in front of the lykaon and keep its attention. Oh, destination.
Now.
Oh, that's really cool. He has Hermes' staff from Greek mythology, that medical thing, right? I think that's Hermes' staff, right? Yeah, with the twin serpents and the... I think that's Hermes.
Oh. Forgive me. Please, forgive me. May you and your kin find peace. Wherever your souls may drift in the underworld, may you find tranquil seas.
The underworld is just an interesting concept for creators
forgotten.
like this.
In concept endure, to reclaim form and one day live again. Serve not the star, or any purpose save your own. Live again, if that be your desire.
Serve not the star, that's an interesting phrase. Just saying, sorry we made you, you don't owe us anything.
If that be your want, we are worthy. But leave your suffering behind. Lay down your burdens, be born anew. Fly high, fly free.
This is a beautiful little funereal recitation. Basically, feel what you're feeling. We did you wrong, and we apologize, and we hope that whatever it takes, even if it is cursing us, that you're able to find some peace.
Join the convocation, Hermes.
So Emmett's convinced.
You do not belong here.
Yeah, this is a really rough place for him in particular.
Leave to replace another. To be replaced. It changes nothing. Tell me, do you think it right that we sacrifice all these lives for the sake of the star? And when the star has reached perfection, what then? If all who are satisfied choose to die, shall we all die in satisfaction?
Maybe. Boy, he sounds like he's on a nihilistic trip at the moment.
I do not know. Were I to take up the seat of Fandaniel, it would be tantamount to approving my predecessor's death. I do not know if it is right.
It's weird that he hasn't asked Fandaniel about his thoughts on all this.
By such thoughts, I do not know if I am fit to represent mankind.
Hermes! Please don't be angry. It hurts so.
Yeah, this is not a moment you want to be empathizing with. I'm sorry, Medion.
Forgive me. If you would still consider me in spite of everything, I beg some time to gather my thoughts. Meanwhile, Hythlodaeus, I fear I must trouble you to attend to the others.
'Tis no trouble at all. Take as long as you require.
I think that's part of Hermes' problem, is that it's no trouble at all for others.
My friend, I pray you find that which you seek.
What an interesting character.
I expect we have some few matters to discuss. Shall we return to the 12 Wonders for a time?
Aye.
It's a very screw the star attitude. Like, this is what the star asks of us. And I imagine that only grew in time then as the star, like, to preserve the star, he had to sacrifice half their people. Hythlodaeus. It's been quite an exciting visit for you thus far. You weren't injured, were you? Good, good. Yeah, exciting is one word for it. Emmett Silk. The other lykaones have been taken care of. If the incident is resolved and life as Elpis continues as normal, or ends as the case may be. Oh, if the incident is resolved and life in Elpis continues as normal, or ends as the case may be. Rationally speaking, I understand Hermes' argument. No matter how well deserved the rest, there is a pang of sadness when a colleague leaves us. Yet never has a departure caused me such grief as Hermes appears to feel. What must it be like to experience such torment? I wonder what the nature of this relationship with... Like, I mean, a part of me is wondering, is he, like... Was he romantically involved with the current Fandaniel? Because he really does seem to have... Because it really does seem that choosing to return to the star is not that unusual a choice. Like, it's one that he's probably encountered before, so maybe this is just the straw that broke the camel's back. But maybe it's also something really particular about this person's death that's getting to him. Bop, 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 bop. Okay, I think I'm going to call it for here. Oh, that's weird. I'm folding my arms and they're like clipping inside the mask's eye holes. That's kind of disturbing, Ququshu. Yeah, I'm going to call it for here. Thank you for watching. Sorry I've been on a bit of a hiatus. Just been incredibly busy with different stuff and just got sucked into other things. I'm going to try to get these out probably once every other day at the least. Yep, so thanks for watching again, and I'll see you later. Bye-bye.